Hello, my darlings. We're doing something a little bit different this week because I did not want to leave you hanging without a weekly forecast, but there's a lot going on that I'll tell you about in the podcast. So we're going to do a pick a card here so you guys have a little bit more control over what your reading is going to be since we don't have it broken down by each zodiac sign. So go ahead and choose which deck is calling to you most. Deck 1, Deck 2, Deck 3. I'll have timestamps in the description. Go ahead and pause if you need to and just see which one's calling to you. And that will be your weekly forecast. Sometimes more than one might call to you. That's okay. But that will be your forecast for the week. And then next week, I'll have it by zodiac sign. I promise. If you guys like the pick a card thing, let me know and I'll try to do more pick a cards once in a while. But this is how we're doing the forecast for this week. Okay. We're going to start with deck 1. All right, so for my deck 1 people, your first card here is 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles can mean that you're coming into this week with very, very focused energy, really trying to perfect a project or a task or a goal. Attention to detail is going to be important for you guys this week. If you find that you're having challenges in decision making or agreements, or if you're having challenges at work, okay, this card just lets you know that slow and steady wins the race. It might be a good idea to kind of take some time here. Some of you might be preparing to launch some kind of project. I know a lot of people are really on that self-employment grind right now with the changing economy, the way that things are changing. A lot of people are trying to find ways to take their skills and remarket them or market themselves in a new way and put something out there. 8 of Pentacles says that slow and steady work is going to be rewarded here. Okay. I want to talk to those of you guys who are feeling really, really overwhelmed and who are feeling really, really rushed. Okay. Where you feel like you keep making mistakes. Please, please, please remind yourself that if you keep pushing yourself really hard to hurry up, be fast, be fast, be fast, this is going to create more mistakes. Take a break, take a breather. Okay, some of you might be getting way too obsessed with completing something, hurrying up and finishing something, and you're being reminded to take your time, stay focused, but take a breath, take a breather, come back to it and look at it with a fresh view, with a fresh set of eyes. Okay, sometimes we look at something and we'll proofread something or we'll correct something, but we don't catch things right away. And it's hard to catch things if you're tired. So be giving yourself permission to take breaks, give yourself permission to slow down, give yourself permission to pay attention to detail, because these are the little extra touches that are going to help you go above and beyond, or to really help you get the best outcome out of what it is that you're trying to accomplish or what you're trying to put out there this week. Your next card here is the Hanged Man, right? This is a major arcana card that oftentimes people don't like to see because they feel like there's a, like, oh my gosh, like nothing is happening, things are stuck, things aren't going to be good, and they get really worked up, they get really upset. But what people forget is that the major arcana card here, the Hangman, the major arcana cards come up when we're coming into a defining chapter of our life. This is an important crossroads. And the Hanged Man is asking you to take a step back and to look at a situation from a different direction. There's something here that you're missing. This is confirming and continuing the first message here, which was pay attention to the details. There's something here that you're missing. And the reason why you're missing it is because you're in a hurry. You need to slow down. You're trying to get from point A to point Z in like 2 seconds flat, and you're missing things along the way. So you might be making some fear-based decisions right now, and you're being asked not to make fear-based decisions by taking a moment, being in your faith, pray, meditate, ground yourself. I feel for a lot of you, you feel it's time to make a change or make a move, but you might be rushing into it before you've given yourself time to perfect the plan. And you're being asked to perfect the plan. Take your time. Pray, meditate, ask your angels and guides, ask God to help you see anything you might be missing so that you can have the best possible outcome. Okay? In terms of manifesting, you might be trying to manifest something or pursue something that you think is going to bring you happiness, and that will be manifested in accordance with your free will. But you're being given a little bit of a timeout to do some reflection here, because your angels and guides know that this thing that you're trying to manifest might not be bringing you the happiness you think that it is. And I feel some of you are dealing with what I call the dangling carrots. If you ever watched like the old Bugs Bunny cartoons, right? Like there's a horse and the horse doesn't want to move, so the cartoon character will tie a carrot to a stick and hang it in front of the horse, and then the horse starts chomping at the bit, chasing after the carrot, and it gets moving. So some of you are pursuing something that's caught your eye, but the universe may have put it there for you to get moving out of a bad situation or to help you get unstuck. But the thing that you're chasing is really not the end game. It's really not the finish line. It's to get you out into better energy. It's to like take you out to the calmer, more peaceful waters, right? But it's giving you the courage to get going or to move forward. So keep an open mind with the shifts and the changes that might be ahead for you as you're pursuing certain goals in the coming week. Your next card here, my darlings, you have another major arcana card here, and I shuffled this deck like crazy. You've got so many major arcana cards here. And this deck I've used several times, so it's a well shuffled deck. If you chose this deck, this is a big week for you. This is massive changes. Massive changes. Again, Temperance here is a reminder to slow down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Have patience. Everything is happening in divine timing. You might feel like there's a bump in the road or there's an obstacle and you're so upset because you're like, oh my God, now everything is slowed down or everything is ruined. And the Temperance card is saying, no, it's not. This is exactly happening within timing. So if you find yourself freaking out and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm losing time, or I wasted time, or I should have been here, or I should have been there, don't worry. Everything is happening on time. You're not late. You're not late. You're not early. It's exactly as it's meant to be. Many of you are having an awakening that's bringing you to a path of purpose, and you're feeling in a hurry to change everything about your life. Like you've had this awakening, you're like, I'm living in the wrong place, I'm in the wrong relationship, I'm working the wrong job, like it's time for me to live a life of purpose, and you see very clearly where you're meant to be, but it's not all meant to, happen instantly, immediately. Okay, it's happening within timing. Allow things to shift, allow things to move forward, and enjoy the process along the way. Okay, go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. It's good that you're seeing yourself in a new light. It's good that you're clear about what you want in your life, but don't feel like you're going to lose it if it all doesn't happen right now. What's meant for you can never be taken away from you. Okay? Remind yourself of that. And don't feel like you have to, make everything perfect or, accomplish everything all at once. Give yourself some time, be very patient, and trust and know that what you need will come to you in the proper time. Okay? Your next card here is the Magician, and this is manifesting new beginnings. This is a very creative card in terms of like creating our future or creating a new life for ourselves. Okay, I sometimes very lovingly, very jokingly refer to this card as the dumpster fire card, right? Because I joke about this card that this card would make me so upset every time I would pull it for myself back in the day when I was first beginning to work with cards and I was trying to find guidance or trying to read for myself. And those of you who read for yourselves, reading for yourself can be tricky. And I was like, why am I getting this card when everything is just a nightmare? Like, life is a dumpster fire. Why do I keep getting the Magician card? It was like stalking me, this Magician card. And so what I realized over time is that this card was trying to say that everything has been removed out of the way, and here is the fresh slate. Here is the clean slate. You're going to create whatever you want. Okay? Life is a blank canvas right now, and you can put whatever you want to put on that canvas, whatever you can imagine. So when the Magician card is coming up, you're manifesting a whole new way of life, a whole new way of being. Okay? And so you might be receiving a lot of confirmations. You may be receiving, you might be seeing a lot of repeating angel numbers: 222, 444, 1111, 333, 555. You may be receiving messages from signs like from spirit animals. You may be receiving messages through your dreams, but you may be getting these little signs that, hey, stay focused. You're on the right path. You're on the right path. Your next card here is the Fool. You're going in a whole new direction. All of your cards, almost all of them, were major arcana. This is a massive shift for you guys this week. A lot of you are starting or going off in a really big direction, in a really new big way. Okay? And so the Fool card is like you're taking the leap of faith, but the Fool card reminds us to look before we leap. Look before you leap. And if you are traveling, the Fool card is telling you, take only what you need, take only your necessities. Try to pack light. Okay? Some of you might be going to visit someone or visit a place, and it might be kind of indefinite for you because you're thinking, maybe I'll live there, maybe I won't. Maybe I'm going to end up staying there, not coming back, so maybe I should take all my things. Well, my darlings, possessions retain energy. So sometimes it's not a good idea to take old energy with you into a new life. Okay, so take only what you need for those of you who are starting this new beginning, because that's another way that you're going to be able to shift old energies and leave the old life behind and really truly have this new beginning. Okay, look before you leap, plan. Okay, plan. Use your logic, but you're going on this new adventure. You're creating a whole new different life for those of you that chose this card. And some of the physical changes may not happen for you this week, but the decisions, the epiphanies, the energetic shifts may be happening for you this week. Your next deck here is, okay, so this is deck 2. And so what you have here for deck 2 is the Sun card, a major arcana card. Okay, Sun card is going to be a card about freedom. It can also be a card about travel. Okay, true love, children, inner child. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This kid is really jumping out at me. So I'm getting the inner child vibe from this card for you guys. If you chose this card, you might be having a lot of memories about your childhood. You might be in very sentimental energy this week. And I feel like some of you are thinking about childhood dreams, like things that you wanted to do as a kid, or the way that you saw your life as an adult, as a kid, and you're like, man, I'm so far away from that. I'm so far away from that. Some of you are having a lot of memories about family members or situations, or just random memories, and they're not necessarily traumatic, they're not necessarily depressing. It might kind of feel very random, like, why did that person come to my mind, or why did I think of that situation? You're releasing, and a lot of the times when we release, we will release by remembering a certain moment where we developed a false belief, right? Where like our self-esteem was damaged, or we developed a limited belief or a limited way of thinking, or, you know, somebody maybe kind of took away our power in some kind of way. But when you're remembering it in your mind, you're releasing that moment. You're not holding on to it anymore, but you might not realize that that's what you're releasing. So when you're having these random memories come up, you're releasing the energy that was created to you in that moment. Okay, so this is a form of release that many of you are going to be experiencing, those of you who find yourself having these random memories this week. Okay, and this is all coming in to bring you into a sense of freedom, to bring you into a sense of playfulness, to kind of remove the heavy burdens that you've taken on yourself, and to allow yourself to come into creative, playful energy. And for you guys know, those of you who watch the weekly readings, you know I stay away from love and romance in the weekly readings, and I do the monthly love reading, so you can check out the monthly love reading linked in the description. But I feel those of you who have felt very blocked in love, or you've really kind of like distanced yourself from love, you're releasing the things that have blocked you or challenged you in terms of finding true love. You may have had options, you may have had chances, but you turned away a lot of people, okay? Because you knew it wasn't the truth. You knew it wasn't the real deal. You knew it wasn't the connection you were looking for. So I feel energetically they're shifting here where you're manifesting true love kind of energy. Your next card here is the Three of Swords. And that to me is confirmation of the energy coming in here having to do with release. Okay, the past, the things that hurt you, the things that limited you. Also, some of you in these epiphanies, and as you're coming into like wanting to release yourself from burdens, coming into more playful energy, remembering your childhood dreams, you might be seeing the truth about people around you that maybe you have been sacrificing for the wrong situations, or you've been loyal to people who haven't been loyal to you. Sometimes the Three of Swords comes up that like the universe is showing us who not to hold on to anymore. The universe is showing us who has been drilling holes in our boat, so to speak, right? You know how they say, oh, don't have anybody in your boat that's not helping you row. These people aren't just helping you. They're not just not helping you row. They're like sabotaging. They're like drilling holes in the boat. And so the Three of Swords is like you're being shown who's not meant to go with you on the journey. That can be difficult. That can be challenging. Okay. For some of you, you have really good news coming for you this week with that Sun card. Some dream that you're manifesting, some happy situation, but then you may realize and you may see that there's somebody in your circle who's making you feel guilty about it, who's like not letting you enjoy it. Okay, so this is someone that you're having to release or someone that you're having to let go of. Anything that you've been holding on to, any pain from the past experiences, these may be coming up to the surface with those memories. Allow yourself to release them. It's like a wave. You just ride out the wave, let yourself feel the feeling, acknowledge it, and let yourself feel it. Let yourself grieve it. Let yourself be angry. Let yourself feel whatever you're feeling. And that's how you're going to release it, right? Instead of ignoring it and pushing it back down, you're just letting it be and letting it go, letting it flow through you. Your next card here is the Death card. Okay, this is a card that gets a negative rap, and a lot of people don't like it. Okay, and I'm not being a Pollyanna here, and I'm not just being biased as a Scorpio because the Death card is the card for Scorpio. This card comes up, I have seen before, very positive changes. Okay, I don't mean to throw cliches at you, but like they say, one door closes, another door opens. This is a new beginning. This is the phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, this is the card that comes up and says, you can't hold me down. Okay, so a lot of you, there's a rebirth. There's like this remembering of who you are. The Death card a lot of the times can come up to signify what we refer to as ego death. And that can sound like a very scary message, but it's a positive thing. Ego death is when we start to strip away all of the programming, like all of the conditioning. When people would say, we'll put labels on us growing up, or they shape us and form us, but we're taking off those labels and we're going back and we're remembering who we are on a soul level. We're coming back into our authenticity, into really who we are. So when you're in this energy, you might all of a sudden be like, wow, I really don't like the music I used to like. I really don't like the movies I used to like. I really don't like the friends I used to like, right? Because you're shaking off that old energy and you're coming into this evolution. You're coming into this authenticity, right? And you're going after the things that bring you joy. And this is why a lot of you are going to be remembering your childhood. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you're kind of going back to the beginning, to who you were before the disappointments, before the negative influences, before you were told who you're supposed to be or how you're supposed to be. You're remembering who you are. And this is the process that's allowing you to rise back up, to be in your power, and to find your joy. Okay? Your next card here is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands in this instance, because of the cards that are coming up around it, to me, this is fast moving energy and taking action very quickly. Okay, there's a lot of passion with the Knight of Wands. So a lot of you are moving forward quickly in a new direction in the pursuit of the things that you are passionate about. Okay, Knight of Wands is like, you know, you got something on your mind and you're going for it. Passion, adventure, excitement. You're getting your fire back. You're getting your zeal back. You're getting your excitement for life back. Okay? That's the energy that's coming in for you guys. Your next card here is the King of Cups. Okay? And so there could be Scorpio energy around here for some of you. Some of you might be a Scorpio or have Scorpio placements, or there could be a Scorpio in the mix here for some of you because we have the King of Cups following the Death card. But the energy here of the King of Cups is success, abundance, emotional maturity, being able to handle our feelings. Okay. And a really great thing about the King of Cups is that the King of Cups can be generous, but wise about who they're being generous towards and when. The King of Cups is never taken advantage of. Okay, so I feel a lot of you are manifesting some success, some abundance, some happy times. And that Three of Swords is showing you who's not meant to go on your journey with you because they're not meant to benefit from your success. The Three of Cups is never a Three of Cups. The King of Cups is never going to give to somebody who's going to take advantage because the King of Cups can see through that. The King of Cups is a good judge of character. Okay, and so they'll be generous, but they're not going to be taken for a fool. And so if you've had that challenge in the past where you're like, man, I try to be good to people, I try to help people, but they take advantage, it ends up, blowing up in my face. You're breaking out of that cycle. You're coming into abundance. You're going to be able to pay it forward. You're going to be able to be generous towards others, but not to people who are taking advantage of your kindness. Okay, you're not going to be taken advantage of anymore. We're going to go ahead and check out the next deck here. All right, so if you chose this deck here, your first card is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles can indicate that many of you are beginning on a path that's going to really help bring financial stability, getting out of debt, okay, being able to put money away for the future, being able to have money to enjoy life and to do things that, you enjoy doing. This, although energetically, can also indicate more of a sense of being in the energy of being in the flow where you're not investing too much of your time or energy in others and not getting anything back, but rather manifesting this flow, right? So you're not giving all of your time to people who are never there for you. You're not giving all of your energy for people who just take advantage. There could be a balance here in this way too for some of you. Six of Pentacles, though, overall, I feel that some of you are feeling very lucky this week. Like you feel like you're catching some kind of a break in which somebody is stepping in and helping you. And I heard the word mentor 3 times. So there could be somebody who's coming in and teaching you a skill that you're going to be able to profit from, or who's coming in and giving you time and helping you maneuver through a difficult situation. Okay, I know we see money on this card, but I feel for some of you, you've had challenges in your career. because of hardships in your life or things that you've been dealing with emotionally or things that you've been having a hard time figuring out. And I feel like somebody is stepping in and giving you guidance, like helping you through that, helping you through some kind of a transition. Some of you are frustrated because you're trying really hard to manifest this Six of Pentacles kind of abundance and financial flow, because you're in a situation where you're feeling like you're dependent on the kindness of others, and it's driving you nuts. It's driving you crazy. You're like, I don't want to be dependent on others. I'm an independent person. I want to take care of this for myself. And so sometimes this card comes up to say, look, you're being taught a lesson right now. And the lesson that you're being taught is that you deserve to receive. As a child of God, as a child of the universe, right? You are worthy of unconditional love. Your worth, your value doesn't come from your work, your position, your bank account, your title. And you need to learn that the universe is in charge of abundance, right? Like all the animals in nature, all the food they eat, their houses, it's all given to them by the universe. The animals are not the source of what they have. They work, but it's a God-given thing. So sometimes we have to learn to surrender control in this way so that we are reminded that the source is not the job, the source is not us, the source is the creator, and that you are deserving to receive, okay? It doesn't make you any less of a person. That's going to be the case for some of you. Your next card here is the Four of Pentacles. Not Four of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the Four of Wands. And Four of Wands is stability. It's a happy home. In tarot readings, this card has like, it's been labeled or stamped as like the wedding card. People see Four of Wands and they're like, oh, I'm getting married. And that can be the case for some of you, but the cards are much more deeper than that. The cards aren't just going to be one solid thing like, oh, this is marriage, right? And you guys know in the weekly forecast, I try to steer clear of relationship and marriage. So we look at the cards in the other ways. And there could be a sense here of like a homecoming, sometimes with Four of Wands. Some of you might be planning a trip to go visit family or go back home. Okay, this could be something that's coming in for some of you. But overall, the Four of Wands is stable energy. It's creating like your circle of friends who are like family, long-term stability, abundance. Some of you have been feeling very kind of blown around and like wandering around, not sure where you want to be. And I feel like a lot of you are figuring out where feels like home to you, where you want to be, where you want to put your roots down. Okay, so those of you who've been longing for stability or a sense of home, you're figuring out where that is for you. Like energetically, what is the place that feels right for you? Okay, some of you might be receiving kindness from someone who's letting you into their home. And it's like a place where you're going to be able to heal, where you're going to be able to find yourself, where you're going to be able to be around positive people who they've been through what you've been through. So there could be a friend or a family member who's like, oh my gosh, let's get you out of that toxic situation. And you're manifesting a safe space where you can really kind of heal here. Now, I want to emphasize this isn't a stranger. If you're like talking to somebody online and they're like, oh, come stay with me in my house. No, that's not what I'm talking about. This would be either a friend that you already know or a family member who's broken away from the toxic stuff and they see the path that you're on and like the work that you're doing and they're like, you know what, I get you, I feel you, you know, I can take you in and you can, you know, you can do your healing here and you can get on your feet here. The next card here is the Hermit, major arcana card, big changes, new chapter in your life, spiritual awakening. Okay, so many of you might be taking a break from dating, you might be taking a break from social life, you know, and you may be focusing more so on yourself, and you're like feeling like you need this time alone. Okay, you need this time to just kind of reflect and meditate and pray and think, because For some of you, this is the only thing that's making you feel recharged, right? You might be feeling very drained by the energy of other people. I feel some of you came to this deck because you were torn between this deck and this deck, right? So I feel some of you, this is resonating because you, the message that came up with the previous one was how some of you are feeling like you don't enjoy being around certain people. So whereas maybe before you would get strength or encouragement from certain friends, this card is saying that now you're feeling like you need to step away. And that's how you're recharging. That's how you're feeling refreshed. You're finding alone time more refreshing because you're going through this spiritual awakening. And some of you are wanting to teach others. You're realizing your life lessons. You're understanding why you went through certain difficulties, and you're wanting to mentor or help or show other people the way. So I feel like some of you are getting some ideas on how you can do that. Some of you might be putting together some kind of workshop. Some of you might be putting together just like your life story that you're wanting to share with people. Some of you might be going into spiritual work or spiritual practice. Some of you might be going into the ministry, okay, like religious ministry, but you're wanting to show others the way out. Your next card here is the Ace of Pentacles. An Ace of Pentacles is breaking out of generational curses, at least for me in my readings. But the traditional meaning of Ace of Pentacles is a new energy, a new offer. So you may be manifesting a new job. You may be manifesting a new living arrangement or living situation. But overall, Ace of Pentacles is an energetic upgrade. You are upgrading your energy. You're coming into higher frequency. You're coming into higher vibration, and you're manifesting higher level opportunities. Okay? Next here we have the Eight of Pentacles, which also came up in the first deck, Eight of Pentacles. And so for them, the message there was take your time. This is the same thing here. Those of you that are having this epiphany, don't rush it. Okay? Take all the time in the world that you need. Take a break, come back to it. Don't feel like you have to write your life story in like a month, or that you have to have your workshop put together in a few weeks and hurry up and launch it so you can start having the income coming in. Take your time. Attention to detail is rewarded here. You are perfecting your skills. You are perfecting your plans. Okay? Pay attention to detail and don't rush yourself through the process. Alrighty, my darlings. If you would like a private reading, you can schedule with me through calendly.com/amethystangelite. That will be linked in the description. The love readings for March will be linked in the description. Next week, we will go back to the regular format of the weekly forecasts, but I didn't want you guys to leave you hanging without a video. I will explain in the podcast what's going on and why things have been inconsistent, but I'm taking steps here to bring back the consistency. It's been crazy, my darlings. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Take care, my dears.